I'm laying it out there. I'm telling you my secret on how I run sales. But hey, what is up, my thrifty friends? Tabs here from the Urban Goddess shop. Today's video, we are doing a mega what's sold. So these are all the sales from the last 2 weeks. I was reselling full time. So keep in mind when you're like, hey, this is a crazy amount of sales. I was also listing way more items. Also, at the end of the video, we are going to cover how to run a successful sale, because I ran a sale in here on one of the weekends. Usually when I'm running this sale, it's producing over $500 in sales. They run very well. I do them once a month, and I'm going to tell you exactly how to run one for your closet so that you can get lots of sales pushing through. Okay, let's break this down. I am doing 39 sales, but like some of them are bundles. It's not individual. It's just like 39 transactions, I guess you could say, that are over $40. Couldn't do them all or we would be here for an hour and a half. So I invite you to go check out my Poshmark closet and you'll be able to see all the sales under $40. It was a crazy 2 weeks. I don't know about you guys, but I still think they're doing that A/B testing. It's like on, off, on, off. I'm going to drop a graphic right here. This is exactly how my sales were last week. And when they were happening, they were fire, like crazy. And then when they were dead, it was like 1 or 2 sales that day. So it's not like completely off, but it's like a really, it's like a very regular pattern, but it's irregular that it's so consistent. But that is for another video. Let's just jump right into the sales. First bundle was a $140 bundle. I had 3 pieces in it. First was an Anthropologie DH New York ribbed cropped cardigan. This was in a size medium. It was new with tags. I actually got this through some retail arbitrage. Next was a Mech teal waffle fleece long sleeve top in a size small. I love picking up Mech. It's a Canadian mountain brand or like outdoorsy brand. Holds good value. I will always pick it up. Even if it's an older piece, I will still pick it up. And then the third item was a vintage wool knit fisherman's sweater in a size large. And this one I've actually had since last year. I have kind of a collection of knit sweaters that I've had since last year that didn't kind of sell, that I've just been holding on. I have been relisting them and trying to push them back up into the algorithm. That was a fantastic first bundle to kick off this kind of stretch of sales. Next is an Aritzia Wilfred Gray Moray trouser pants. These were in a size 10 and they sold for $40. I actually have a couple pairs of these. I think I'm going to slow down grabbing them. They are a little bit of an older style. I had some really good run of sales with this style, but it seems like it's kind of dropping off, and maybe more because it's a spring summer color. So I guess if I'm grabbing them for the right price and willing to hold on to them until, you know, spring, where I can get more of a higher dollar, I will, but I don't think I'll be paying up for this style anymore. Next was an Eddie Bauer denim button-down shacket, I called it, but it's like a button-down shirt, and it was in a size XL. It sold for $40. I love Eddie Bauer. There is criteria to which Eddie Bauer I pick up, but here's a fun fact. Anna sent this to me and she said Eddie Bauer and The Great are partnering together. They also just released the line, and like the Eddie Bauer pieces are $200 to $700. Like, it's crazy. So if there's any partnership that could happen that I think would even make Eddie Bauer just more valuable in my books, it is a partnership with The Great. Just very excited about that. If I can find good quality pieces from them, I'll grab them. Next is a 2-piece bundle, and this was probably the kickoff of my sale because I start to notice that price point drop a little bit on the items. But it was for 2 Aritzia sweaters. The total sale price was $74. Both of them are Aritzia front to back cardigan sweaters. So basically they were reversible sweaters. Both are in an extra small. One was new with tags and one was already worn and washed. These were a really cool piece. I grabbed them for a great price. So even selling them at $74 for both, I was making profit on them. Just, it fell into that sale. So I had to let them go. Had to. Next is a 6-piece bundle, and this goes out to Gypsy Mama 70. Thank you so much. She has bought from me before. She also bought a good bundle off of Whatnot. I am so happy when I saw these pieces put together. First item is a vintage green teddy zip-up vest in an XL. Next is a vintage 80s Southwestern red beaded jacket in an XL. This jacket is like a total vibe on its own. A pair of Fly London Pinup Girl heels in brown brown, size 40 or size 9. Naturalizer brown leather clogs in an 8.5. Colorful red wool knit flower abstract cardigan in a size large. I'm like just spewing out keywords here. And the last piece was a vintage leather suede cowhide work vest in a size medium. And this bundle sold for $142. So it fell into my sale. I was running a sale where you bundle and save 40%. As I said before, I'm going to explain how I run successful sales. And there's more to it than just offering a steep discount. So I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're recovering. Thank you for your purchase. Next up is a pair of Lululemon Align crop leggings. They were a 23-inch, but in a size 16. They sold for $60. I try to stay away from crop. These were the right price, and a bigger size, which I don't normally find size 16 for Lululemon. I liked also that it was a really good color, so I felt confident that it would sell. Next is an Aritzia Babaton Samuel blazer. This was in a size small. I love selling Aritzia blazers. If I can find them, and they're probably like, especially one like this, if I can find it, I will probably pay upwards of $30 for it, because they consistently sell for a good dollar. Like consistently they're selling for over 75. So that would meet my profit margin. I would pay up for these, and then just being cautious, making sure that they're generally like a current style within, you know, the last 4 or 5 years at the latest. I have another blazer that'll be coming up that sold for even more. So keep your eyes out for Babaton and Wilfred blazers. Next is a cotton ginny olive green chore coat. This was in a size 1X and it sold for $42. I'm also going to skip into the next bundle because I know quilted jackets are trending. I talk about it. I'm still grabbing them. And the next bundle was another 2-piece bundle. This one sold for $85 and both were quilted jackets. So the first one is an LL Bean tan quilted chore coat in a size large. And the second one is an Eddie Bauer black quilted down-filled chore coat in a size large. I would be looking for chore coats. I would be looking for quilted ones. I think neutral tones, blacks, grays, greens, like anything except for probably spring and summer colors. But then who knows, maybe those ones are even selling. I just don't typically sell a lot of those colors in my own closet. Quilted coats are a thing. I like finding them in larger sizes because people like to layer with them. They like to wear a hoodie. They like to wear flannels. You gotta layer with a good quilted coat. Next is an Aritzia Wilfred Marciel's, I don't even know how to say that, alpaca blend sweater. This was in a size small and it sold for $50. I love selling Aritzia sweaters. They just hold a really good value as long as they're in good condition. They are not shrunk. Make sure they're not shrunk. And if they're wool, that they're not like felted. As long as you're picking up really good condition ones, they will hold value and you will make some money on them. Next is a Rails Hunter plaid rayon shirt in a size small. This sold for $55. I don't find Rails often, and I almost was like thinking, is this really a brand that's happening? Like, are people paying up for this? I did get this for like $5 or $6, so I was okay to hold on to it. Pleasantly surprised, and I actually did some more comp searching, and it looks like people are still buying Rails. So it's a brand that's still in my radar with the right colors. I'll probably pick it up. Next up is another brand that I have sold quite a few of, and it's Naot, N-A-O-T. They're an orthopedic shoe. They're kind of like Birkenstock or I don't know if you would consider Dansko one, but yeah, they're like an orthopedic shoe. They usually have cork sole or wooden sole. They're very comfortable. People love them. They also hold value. So this was a pair of brown leather clogs in a size 9, and they sold for $42. There are certain things that are trending right now that I don't think you necessarily have to spend the money or be just looking for like Birkenstocks. If you can find similar mules or clogs, I think there's value in them. I've sourced a couple pairs. I have one behind me. It's a pair of Bach ones, and I'm expecting that these shoes are going to sell pretty quick because there's people looking for clogs that can't afford, to spend the money on the Birks. So they'll spend a little bit less and get like equally cool pairs of shoes. Next is one of my favorite sales of the 2 weeks, and it's a vintage Esprit Nordic print knit sweater. It was in a size large, and it sold for $52. Like, this sold within 4 hours, I'm gonna say. It may have even been less. It's been 2 weeks ago, so it's hard to remember, but this sold ridiculously quick, but for no surprise. Like, come on, it's cool, it's esprit, it's beautiful colors, it was nice print, like it just had so many things going for it. I'm not surprised on that one. I think I was just more surprised at how quickly it sold. Next, we have a Lululemon blue cashmere blend knit sweater in a size 4. This sold for $50. I love Lulu knit sweaters. They've been holding pretty good value, so as long as I can source them cheap enough, I'm gonna keep grabbing them right now. And 'tis the season for knit sweaters. Next is a very surprising sale, and it's a Lululemon stride jacket in Paris pink. Like, this is a 10-year-old jacket. I tagged Barbie Core, I tagged Barbie, and it sold for $59. So I don't know, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Like, I'm just shocked at the price that this sold for. But I think the Barbie Core is what helped sell it. That's what I'm thinking. That's what was running through my head. If I can find really cute, bright pink items, definitely tagging Barbie and Barbie Core right now. Next up, we have a couple pairs of Lulu leggings. First is a pair of Align pants. These are the 25-inch in a size 10. They sold for $65. I took a chance on these. Wasn't sure with them being pink and then heading into fall if they were going to be a good seller, but they did. They sold, and they sold pretty quickly within a couple weeks. I'm impressed with that one. This next pair I knew was going to do well just based on the color. It's a pair of Lululemon Wonder Under high-rise leggings in a size 6, and these ones sold for $76. Very like pumpkin spice color that, yeah, I knew those were going to be a quick sale. Next was another quick sale. Like, I'm telling you, I had some fire sales and some crazy sales that were within like 24 hours. This was one of them. It was a J. Crew oversized wool cable knit sweater in a size XL. It did sell for $60, so I did have it listed higher, took a reasonable offer. She has received it, Bonnie's mom, and she said, beautiful sweater, exactly as described, love it, thank you so much. You're welcome. That was a really cool piece. Next is another Aritzia Babaton blazer. So this was the Jackson one, and it was in red, and I was like, I don't know if I should be grabbing this, but we're heading into Christmas and like festive season, and I thought for sure it would sell in a couple months as we got closer to Christmas, but it sold really quickly, and it sold for $104, and it was in a size 4. Like, it was a smaller size, so it had some things that I was like, I feel like this is risky, but it did so well. I think red, even though I hate photographing it, I'm going to be looking for more red items right now. They're obviously on the trend. People are looking for them. They're shopping for their Christmas outfits, Christmas parties, things like that. Next is a jacket that I have had for, I don't know, like a year, easily a year. And it was a vintage tan shearling sheepskin jacket in a size large. It sold for $158. Now, it's so funny because the day before, I received someone that wanted, like, they wanted sleeve length, shoulder to shoulder, like waist, hip, all these extra measurements. And I went and did it, and then they like didn't say thank you. Like, if anything upsets me more, it's when you go and do all these extra things for people and they don't even message you back to say thanks for doing that. Unfortunately, it's not going to fit. If you just send me a thank you, I'm like, perfect, it was worth it. But like, this person didn't send a thank you, not gonna fit, like nothing. And then all of a sudden, within 24 hours, this person liked the item. I sent them an offer, like my automation sends them an offer, and they accepted it. And I was like, booyah. And I was kind of laughing because I was like, well, that person that was ungrateful for all these extra measurements, whatever. I'm ranting, I'm just complaining, but I'm sure you guys think the same thing. Like, I'm sure these thoughts run through your mind when you go and do extra measurements. And there's like a small part of me when people ask, like, sometimes I'm just like, oh no, I can't, or I don't. Like, if it's an item under, I don't have very many items under $30, but if it was an item under $30, I'm probably not going to do it. I just delete the comment or the spam it or whatever, and I'm like, didn't see that. And I include measurements in all my listings, so these are usually like additional measurements. Okay, End rant. Next item, a vintage handmade reversible 70s jacket. This is in a size medium and it's sold for $64. Really quick sale again. This one sold within 2 days of listing. And actually when I brought it home, I was questioning sourcing it. Like I was like, what was I thinking? Like I think it's cool, but I was like, I don't know, maybe I should be taking risks like this, being full-time, right? And just trying to be, you know, make smart decisions if this is going to be my income. And yeah, it just sold so quickly. So I guess I have to look for more vintage jackets like that with like cool 70s prints. Okay, next is a pair of Ms. Moo's tall button boots in a burnt orange. These were in a size 7. They sold for $45. Oh, I love this. I have a bunch of Levi's wedgies. I tell you guys all the time, Levi's wedgies sell really well for me. These were a pair of Levi's wedgie icon jeans. They were actually from Farm Rio. When I searched up the style tag, they were in a size 28 and they sold for $68. If I find a pair of like any clothing that was a collab with something else, I always put that other collab name into it. And I think for these, what made them hold the value was that they were sold on Farm Rio. Definitely think that's what gave these ones value. Next up is a pair of Levi's ribcage straight leg jeans. These were in a size 27 and they sold for $50. Feel like Levi's are now holding more value. There was a little bit where I was getting like $45 for them, but it seems to me like they are consistently selling for over $50 for me now, which is ideally where I want to be because I am paying up for my Levi's. I usually am paying anywhere from $16 to $25 for them. So yeah, it does narrow down that profit margin, but I use them also in my closet to just bring those people in, the people that are shopping for that style, that aesthetic, that demographic. All right, next up is a pair of Sorel Meadows lace-up boots. These were in a size 7.5. They sold for $57. I don't think you're going to see a lot of Sorels selling out of my shop this year, and more just because the local cost of goods. I was at the thrift store and they had a pair of Sorels marked at like $35 and I was like, yeah, that's not happening. I am not like, yeah, I'm not. And I've looked at the sold comps, and unless you're getting like a really current style or like Kate the Great ones, I just haven't been seeing the value this year. And it might still be early just because it's been warm weather everywhere in Canada right now. People just aren't, you know, in a frenzy to find boots right now. But yeah, I need to see the comps go up and my thrift stores need to lower the price on them. That's the only way you're going to see some boots showing up in these hauls or what sold videos. Next is a pair of Free People black suede wedge peep toe sandals, and these were in a size 9. They sold for $56. The heel on these were like 4.5 inches. They were ginormous, and they're actually like my size. I tried them on one time and I was like, no, I am gonna break an ankle wearing these. So there was like a small part of me that was gonna keep them, and then I was like, no, this is too high for my little ankles. And she did receive them. It was Love Slime 99, and she said, gorgeous, thanks. You're welcome. Next up is a North Face black technical jacket in a size medium. This sold for $40. I love finding North Face. If I can find them for under $15, I'll grab them. This is a little bit of an older style, and I'm actually, you know, I'm kind of surprised at the price. I was expecting over $50 for the jacket. You know what? If I'm having a no sales day, I'm going to accept reasonable offers. I felt like that was reasonable. I was making some money off it. Next up is an Aritzia Wilfred Free Hush knit v-neck sweater dress. This was in a size small and it sold for $63. This was another 24-hour sale. I had it listed, I think like right at supper time, and it was sold by the next morning. I was surprised about that one though. I wasn't expecting it to sell that quickly, but it's fall. People want cozy dresses. It does have factors that I look at now and I'm like, well, that's probably why. But you know, sometimes when you're sourcing, you think, you're like, hey, I think this is good, but I might sit on it. That was an item I was prepared to sit on for a little bit. Next up is an Aritzia Wilfred tie front trouser pants in size 12. These sold for $50. I was expecting to make a little bit more off of those pants. I think this was probably the same day where the sales were just a little bit slow. I was still making a good profit on them and I just accepted them. Okay, next sale is a pair of Lululemon Wonder Under crop pants. These were in a size 10. They sold for $45. We have another pair of Levi's ribcage straight leg jeans. These were in a size 29 and they sold for $60. See, like, yeah, ribcage jeans, they're trending. And I don't know if like locally they're going out of style, because I've been able to find so many locally lately. Online, man, they're selling, they're doing really well. Next was another sale that I was a little bit surprised on. It was a pair of Fry Black Melissa tall riding leather boots. These were in a size 7.5. They sold for $120, but I paid up for these. I did pay $50 for these, so earnings shows $96 after Poshmark fees, which puts me at about a $46 profit. That's pretty good. Like, I'm happy with that. Although I was thinking I was probably going to make more money. I thought that these would sell for about $150. I saw this pop up on Instagram and I was questioning whether riding boots were trending this year. And I don't know if they're as popular. Like, I don't pay up for Fry as much because when I search comps, like the prices just aren't what they were, we'll say like 2 years ago, right? I feel like the prices kind of dropped down on them. So yeah, I'm a little bit cautious on those. Next is a two-piece bundle. It sold for $100, so $50 each. Both are Levi's jeans. One is a pair of 501 tapered straight leg jeans in a size 27. And the second are Levi's wedgie icon fit jeans in a size 28. Both styles that I definitely am looking for. 501s and wedgies and straight legs and rib cages. Those are all on my mental list of what I would be picking up. Next was another like decently quick sale, and this is that LL Bean jacket. I don't know if you remember in one of my thrift hauls, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I picked it up, I paid up for it. I actually paid like $18 for this, but it sold for $75, and it's a men's classic windproof fleece jacket. When I searched it up at home, I didn't actually look up this style when I was in the store, but when I searched it up at home, oh my gosh, I'm getting tongue-tied. It was a very current style. Like, they were still selling it on LL Bean. And when I see that, I know that an item is gonna do pretty well. So I had no regrets once I got home and listed it and saw where it was still being sold. I felt really good about it. But in the store, and when I got in the car and I showed you guys the haul, I was like, I paid a lot of money for this jacket. Like, I hope I make some money off this. Sometimes that thought crosses my mind where I'm like, I'm gonna list it at this, but am I being crazy? Like, is this unreasonable to try and sell it for that? That one worked out in my favor. All right, next up is a pair of Aritzia Wilfred Daria black faux leather pants. These are in a size large. They sold for $60. Wilfred, I swear I just saw the Daria pant being brought back on the Aritzia website. I'm not sure, but I swear I just saw it coming back. I'm picking up the Daria pants. Last year I was like kind of on the fence, but this year, as many as I can find, I am able to sell. And I think faux leather is a trend that is not going anywhere. Biker core, moto, like, this is just a style that Kardashians just keep making it go strong, you know? Okay, next is an Arc'teryx packable nylon jacket in a size XL. It sold for $91. I actually sourced this for myself, was going to keep it. I have a Patagonia packable jacket that I wear quite a bit, and I just thought, do I really need to keep this? Am I gonna wear this? I think I prefer my Patagonia one because it's just a little bit of a better material. Not that it's a better brand than Arc'teryx, but they were just two different styles of jackets. For that reason, I threw it in my closet. I had sourced this for a really good price, able to make some profit, and I think I had it listed for maybe a week and a half. Next is a pair of Aritzia Wilfred gray linen straight leg pants. These were a 00. They sold for $55. I paid up for these. I think I paid like $20, $22 for these, and I thought they would sell really well in summer, but they just didn't do that great. And I had a lot of likes on them, but I couldn't get anyone to buy them, which probably means that I thought there was more value in them than there actually was. This offer came through and I accepted it because I just want to get them moving, get the money back into my business. Next is another pair of Levi's jeans. These were 501 skinnies. They sold for $76, size 26. Not a surprise there, Levi's. Next is a bundle. This one sold for $180. I was really happy with this. It kind of kicked off the weekend last weekend. It's a 4-piece bundle. First is a Free People white scallop lace top in a size small. Second item is a Free People oversized loose knit brown sweater in a size extra small. A pair of Teaspoon trashed Freebird ripped jeans in a size 27, which I've had for a little bit, and I don't grab a lot of One Teaspoon because they just don't sell as well as they used to. But I do think there are people that love the brand and you're just kind of waiting for that specific buyer. And then the last item in this bundle was a Free People beige loose knit pullover sweater in a size small. Fantastic bundle, really good pieces, all relatively new inventory, I think, except for the jeans. So I love seeing those things just like flip really quickly. Next is a pair of Merle Avian light ventilator hiking shoes in a size 9. They sold for $60. I paid up for these. Like, I paid about $25 for these shoes. My earnings were $48, not the profit margin that I was hoping for, but I should have had these listed in spring. I have literally had these for 5 months. It took me 5 months to get them listed. I think I'm late listing them, and that's one of the reasons why they just didn't get the value. If I would have had those in spring when people were like looking for their new hiking shoes to get out, they're itching to get outside, they would have sold for more money. I feel like they would, at least. Next up is a North Face Goose down-filled quilted jacket in an XL. This sold for $99. I've had this since last winter, so I was really happy to get what I got for it because I've sent out a ton of offers on that jacket and have not been able to sell it. That was a great sale. Very happy with that one. Next is a Lululemon Breeze Easy Wrap Heathered cardigan sweater. This is in a size small and it sold for $62. Loving those Lulu knit sweaters. I don't even think they have to be current for them to sell. I think as long as they are in good condition and they're a nice tone or like kind of a trendy color, I think those sweaters are smart pickups right now. We're almost done the Poshmark sales, and then I have an Etsy sale and a Facebook Marketplace one. Next sale was an Aritzia Wilfred Amelie midi skirt. This had avocados all over it. It wasn't a size 2. It sold for $52, which is great because I felt like it was a little bit out of season. I felt like I was really grasping for straws trying to get that sold, you know, in fall, but yeah, happy that one went through. And then the last item on Poshmark was a pair of Lululemon Wonder Under low rise. I am so shocked. Low rise leggings, size 2 for $70. All right, let's slide over to Etsy. I had a vintage black corduroy snap down sleeveless dress, very like 90s style. I did have this listed in Poshmark as well, but I kind of felt like it would do better on Etsy, and it sold for $65. So that was sent out. The last item was an Aritzia yellow plaid jacket skirt set, and it sold for $120 on Facebook Marketplace. So I like these sales because I pay zero platform fees. Like, Facebook in Canada, or at least in my region, doesn't charge seller fees. So it's still just kind of like an open platform. Okay. Oh my gosh, that was so crazy. That was a lot of talking. It's been some good sales. Like, I'm not gonna lie, my business has been doing very well. I have been able to get more shifts at work. It looks like things are changing. We have 2 people that are going to be going off soon, and yeah, it's looking much more positive at work, which is what I want because I am just not ready to resell full-time. But over the last 2 weeks, like pushing my business, listing consistently, getting into a sourcing schedule, I just can't believe like how well things were going. Like, the sales were happening. Yeah, I feel good about this. So I think right now what I'm trying to do is, how do I plan to keep this type of success but work still the 2 days a week. And I think I'm going to tone it down. I was working up to 3 days a week, but I think I'm actually going to just keep it at the 2 days a week, and I'll be able to keep my benefits, still like push my reselling, because I love reselling. This is where I'm finding more of my passion and my happiness, and just, yeah, it just like makes me feel good. Okay, so let's talk about what I promised at the beginning of the video. We're gonna open this back up. I'm like playing with the lights here. We're gonna talk about running a successful sale. I personally run this sale once a month. I usually do it on the long weekend, and it's a 40% off bundle sale. I only run this on long weekends, and I find if you do it all the time, you're just going to be cutting yourself short on sales. Try and make the sales with the least amount of discount offered for as much as you can. And I also have a theory that people on long weekends, like, they shop differently. They have more downtime. They have an extra day where they can be on their phone. Maybe they're with family. Everyone's full, sitting on the couch. It was our Thanksgiving weekend. What I typically do is I will go into my shoppers feature. I will select all, like, I'll say probably like a month I'll go back, because I'll try and go back to the previous long weekend. Then I'll add all likes to bundles. So if I've missed anything, I'm putting all their likes into bundles. I then will do message everyone in the bundles. And basically it's like, happy Thanksgiving. Just wanted to let you know I'm running a 40% off sale. Please let me know if you have any questions. And you can word it however you want, but keep it short, keep it casual, and don't put too many emojis. Just my personal advice from someone who runs a lot of sales. And then after that sends out, I then will send the 40% offer to all those bundles. So those three things I do. I will create a keyboard shortcut, and basically I go into my settings, I go to keyboard, I create a shortcut, I type up that blurb into there, and I then, going forward for the rest of the weekend, anytime someone likes an item, I add their like into a bundle. I type in my little keyboard shortcut, which blurps out my little phrase, right? And I move on. And if they like multiple items, I add those items into the bundle, and then I will send them the 40% off offer. Doing this, I have been doing this strategy for probably a year. I've talked about it other times on the videos, but it works well. I was able to strum up a good chunk of sales doing this, and depending on how it's going, sometimes I'll even run it for like 1 or 2 days after the weekend. If I want to like keep pushing and the app is active and people are like liking things, I might even extend it for 1 or 2 days. So that's up to you. But this is exactly how I run the sale. After you send out that offer, like I would do that on the Thursday, maybe before the long weekend, I would then make sure everyone that likes it, you toss their item into a bundle, put that message in there. Tell them you're having a sale. Putting a sign in your store as a listing I think is like the biggest waste of time. No offense to anyone that does it, but I personally would not do that. I don't think that is a great way to do that, because people, when they're looking for a specific item, they may like, they type in Aritzia wide leg pants, a bunch of items come up, they heart a bunch of items. They're not going into your closet and looking and seeing that you have that sign, right? That only works for people that are going into your closet and maybe that don't even have filters preset on what they're shopping. So I think to run a successful sale and to really hit all the people that are liking the items in your closet, that are actively like looking at your items, is to send the message in the bundle. And this is it. I'm laying it out there. I'm telling you my secret on how I run sales, but it's not rocket science. It's not a secret. It's so easy. Poshmark has actually talked about it for using their My Shopper feature, and that is how I use it. That is actually probably the only time I use their My Shopper feature, and doing like the bulk message. Sometimes I will add likes to bundles, and then I will send out just a 30 or a 25% offer to everyone. But the only time I do the add likes, message the bundle, and send an offer is on long weekends, and I'm running my 40% off sale. That's it, guys. I hope this brings you some value in your reselling business. If you enjoy it, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Also, Make sure you're following. There's so many people that aren't subscribed, and I can see it in my analytics. It says like 45 to 55% of people are not subscribed. So I would really appreciate it if you tap that subscribe button and then you don't miss any notifications. All right, I am wishing you guys all many sales. I will see you next time. Bye.